Amo mure, fuego y machete. Hablo la verdad, no me calla, no me raja, no mude. Mira cómo voy, soy la voz de las que never had a choice. Gotta get it off mi pecho, dale luz a lo que es nuestro, share the truth.
Hello, and thank you for joining me on the first episode of Unmuted. My name is Allegra Havana, and I am your show host. I am a proud Latina with deep Indigenous roots. I am a mother, I am a daughter, I am a soul with a purpose, I am God's child. I am also a survivor of childhood trauma, narcissistic abuse, as well as breast implant illness. I am a fitness instructor. I'm licensed in Zumba, Mix Fit, Zumba toning, and more. I am also a business owner of over 20 years. I have been an entrepreneur since I was 21 years old. My first business was in the oil and gas industry, and I was in that business for 20 some years. In that business, I led a team of about 10 to 12 employees. I was in charge of operations and marketing, and I learned so much in that career. I was also the state director for my industry, as well as a person who was always attending many of our neighborhoods' marketing and networking events. I feel like that experience that I've had has given me such an opportunity to explore many parts of the world and things that I would not have otherwise seen had I not been in business. And I'm grateful for that. I am also recently a natural model and have been published in 3 publications. And I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. That has been such a gratifying, soul lifting, amazing experience that I have had within the last 3 years. I am also a woman who has been on a healing journey back to herself. I am a woman whose passion is inspiring others to become unmuted and to speak their truth, even when their voice shakes. I am into things like astrology, and on the other hand, the Virgen de Guadalupe. I am an Aquarius, and I am very much an Aquarius. I have a passion for the unique and unusual. I am someone who has its own very unique energy and vibe, and that's something that I'm grateful that I have been blessed with. I am also a believer in God, and I believe that I am God's child and I am put here for a purpose by God. And I believe that part of that purpose is this message that I will be sharing with you in the upcoming episodes. And I am so grateful to all of you for tuning in tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I feel called to do this show. And there's a lot of reasons why I feel called to do this show. I'm going to just start off with the first one. The first one for me is to help others find their voice because I feel that many times some of us, our voice becomes muted over time. And I can tell you that I certainly can relate to that. As a childhood trauma survivor, I felt muted at a young age because what I had to share with people, which was my loss, no one wanted to hear it. And because of that, except for my family, and because of that, I grew up feeling very misunderstood and left out. And I really would not want anyone else to feel that feeling again. And part of why I am doing this is to share a different perspective. I love sharing different perspectives. And I cannot wait to honor diversity, individuality, as well as uniqueness. I love all things that are unique. And I believe that every single one of us possesses a uniqueness. And what we're taught, I think, is so sad. We're taught to stifle that uniqueness and to be quiet about that uniqueness and to try to blend in and to try to be clones of everyone. And for me, your uniqueness is who you are. It's your energy, it's your vibe, it's your spirit. It's your soul shining. I also want to teach others how to love themselves so that they could fully experience love on a whole other level. Because once you love yourself, it's amazing at the love that you can attract and at the abundance that you can attract and at the blessings that you can attract. And see, I grew up around some people that we're very much in victim mind. And when I say that, I don't mean like in my immediate family, but I say in the area that I grew up, in the culture that I grew up. I love my culture, see? But there are also many things about my culture that I am looking forward to speaking about. Because until we address things and become unmuted, those things that get swept underneath the carpet eventually add up and they destroy us because we haven't addressed them. Now, what can you expect on Unmuted? First of all, you can expect honesty, raw conversation. You may be uncomfortable sometimes at the topics that come up because they are topics that we don't talk about. We're told to shush, to sweep it under the rug, to ignore it until it creeps up like our trauma, slowly, inch by inch, destroying our lives and the people that we love around us lives. Part of what I am looking forward to doing is talking about the hard topics, topics like grief. You see, I lost my brother when I was 12 years old, and because of that, it gave me immense strength because I have been through so much. It was a curse and a blessing at the same time. And what I mean by that is grief is an interesting character because it never really leaves you. You just learn how to deal with it. And grief is something that we don't talk about. Grief is something that when somebody brings up, most people will change the topic because it's not something that we talk about. It's not something that's comfortable. It's not something that's socially acceptable. And many times it's considered disrespectful to talk about things like that. I'm going to talk about things like self-image, self-care. Self-image, why is that such a big thing? Self-image to me is such a big thing because how you present yourself to the world is how you will be read. And that matters. And many times we're presenting a certain case that doesn't actually complement who we are, and it ends up costing us a lot. I'm also going to talk about self-respect and self-worth. And in those topics, we're going to talk about uncomfortable things like boundaries and why some of us stay in abusive relationships, why some of us settle for crumbs, and why some of us are afraid to live life outside of the lines that society has drawn for us. See, in this program, we're also going to talk about building confidence because, see, we're taught that confidence comes from out here, it comes from people around us and the things around us and the material that we buy and the things that we have. And in my experience, that is one of the biggest bullshit lies that we have ever been taught. And so I am going to talk about how to genuinely build your confidence. I'm going to talk about things like authenticity. And when I talk about authenticity, it's going to get really uncomfortable. And to be honest, it may offend some of you. And I am totally okay with that because the purpose of this program is to also unmute myself because I have not spoken my truth. And this is the moment that I start. And when I say I haven't spoken my truth, I've always been who I am, yet I felt afraid to share that, to speak, because of the judgment that I have received for a lot of my life. See, I never existed within the lines. I was always the one who didn't fit into the box. If there were 5 married women with their children around me, I was the one single one at the table. The one that they didn't know what to do with because it was kind of uncomfortable, right? What do we talk to her about? So I have lived life outside of social norms and conditions, and I have survived. And not only have I survived, but I am thriving. And I am so grateful to be given the opportunity divinely to be able to share some of those tips with you on how I did that. We're also going to talk about how to become yourself, your best self. That includes body, mind, and soul. We're going to talk about cultural topics from La Llorona all the way to tamales and Frito pie. We're going to talk about things like domestic abuse, breast implant illness, how to choose your friends wisely because not everyone is on your team. During this time, we're also going to have guest experts and panelists that are going to share their experience, their knowledge, and their wisdom that they have been blessed with, in the hopes that it'll inspire you to drop the chains that have kept you in confinement, that have kept you dim, that have kept you quiet, that have kept you misunderstood. See, because I'm not uncomfortable to rock the boat. I've been rocking the boat since I was young. No one ever understood me, except for my parents. I'm okay with being misunderstood. And that to me is one of the biggest keys in self-love and self-respect, self-worth, and self-image. If you're a person who is tired of the way that things have been, and you are ready to see that change from the artificial to the real, to the things that we have held back in the back of our throat, our blocked chakras, our sore throats, because we hold so much in. Well, today, that all ends for me, and I welcome you to take this journey with me. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Once again, my name is Allegra Havana, your show host for Unmuted, and I cannot wait to explore topics like fashion, beauty, health, fitness, self-image, confidence, business, how to be strong, how to stand tall, and most of all, how to be courageous and speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much to everyone who took the time to tune in. And most of all, to the Most High, who has me here right now speaking about this and spreading a message that needs to be heard, because we've avoided the hard topics long enough, and look where it's gotten us. Thank you so much, everyone.
Fuego y machetes, hablo la verdad, no me calla, no me raja, no mude. Mira cómo voy, soy la voz de las que never had a choice. Gotta get it off mi pecho, dale luz a lo que es nuestro, share the truth. This is your Prospera era, where dreams align with grace, abundance flows like rivers. You've stepped into
hope you enjoyed today's show on Prospera TV Network. Make it a point to visit us on YouTube and catch all your favorite shows anytime you want. Interested in hosting a show of your own? Or advertising your business on our network? Contact Elena Rodriguez.